Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, if you had to choose, would you rather keep your wife or your dog?
Also, if you won $1 million, could you keep it a secret?
All that and more on the way next. Thanks for checking out the RadioU Podcast with Hudson and Allie. We're almost to the end of our fall fundraiser. We still really need you to donate. You can go to RadioU.com or the RadioU app to get a donation in before the fundraiser ends. In fact, tomorrow is the last day. So Monday, everything's going to go back to normal with the podcast, which really hasn't changed that much, but and et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to that, but also looking forward to thanking everyone for getting a donation in to keep this podcast and everything about RadioU going strong. We do have some order of business to take care of, and that is our football picks for this weekend.
Yeah.
And Allie, you know what I just realized? We haven't decided what the punishment is.
I know. We've been so busy with the fundraiser. Like, people may not realize this, or you may know and understand that when there's a fundraiser going on at RadioU, like, everything else just kind of goes to the wayside because that's our main focus. Mm-hmm. We need to be 100% funded here at RadioU, and so that's our focus. And so a lot of the other things that we normally do on a weekly basis, we just aren't really thinking about those things.
Yeah. I think we decided, because I wound up winning this past time, that if I lose the next time, I will have to do the show without my hat.
Yeah, I did like that one, and I thought it'd be fun to bring that back.
We can hold on to that one, but then we need something for you, because you did have to drink coffee.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to make you do that every week, but I don't think that'd be fun for you.
No, I think, and also we should change it up.
Yeah, we do have to switch it up.
I'm trying to think. Maybe,
on the fly, what would you hate?
Maybe what we could do is, let's say, I don't know if we have access to this, but I was thinking maybe I'd have to wear like a Detroit Tigers thing or something.
Yeah, I mean, I know I don't have any.
Dang it. I thought you have all the gear. You have all the...
I have a lot of gear, but only for my teams that I like.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. You don't have anything Michigan, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, that doesn't work. We'll think about it, though.
Yeah, we'll have to...
We'll announce it on Monday.
Maybe I'll just lose, and then that will solve the problem.
No, we need to come up with something, but we'll announce it on Monday, I think.
Okay.
We'll figure it out by the weekend.
Okay. In the meantime, let's get to our picks, because that's what's important.
Yes.
2 college, 2 NFL, 1 upset. The upset matters, but it's also the tiebreaker if we tie otherwise.
Yes.
Let's start in college. Vanderbilt at Alabama. Who are you picking?
I'm going with Bama. I think they're going to be very... excited to play Vanderbilt, excited to enact their revenge. They're coming off a high after going into Athens and beating Georgia. And so I think at home, I'm just going to give them the edge. I do think there's a chance Vandy could catch them, sleeping a little bit. But with Vandy getting the win last year, I think Alabama already is very motivated to win this game.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. In any other situation, this would be a trap game for Alabama after coming off the big win against Georgia. So if they were playing a different team, like they play Missouri next week, if they're playing Missouri this week, I think trap game.
Yes.
Because they might not take Missouri as seriously, or they're still, recovering from the Georgia win. But because Vanderbilt beat them in a big upset last year, Alabama's going to be, honestly, they may be as or more focused on beating Vanderbilt than they were on beating Georgia.
You're right.
And Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt, loves running his mouth and is a big target kind of guy that, a big personality that for Alabama, it's going to feel really good too to try to give him some payback.
Yeah, I think this is either going to be Alabama blowout or it'll actually be a lot closer of a game, but still an Alabama win.
Yeah, but I'm glad that Vanderbilt has been doing so well and respect them a lot. They have a good coach, Clark Lee, so hopefully they still have a good season, but I think this is Alabama's week. Okay, we agree on that. What about Miami at Florida State?
I think I'm going to go with Miami here. This is more of a coin toss for me because I do think Florida State's going to be super motivated to win after losing last week to Virginia. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to give the edge to Miami.
Yeah, I feel like I respect to Virginia, but I feel like part of the reason Florida State lost is because they were looking ahead to this game.
Yeah.
You find that a lot in college of the teams that don't have the routine success. And Florida State had a great season, then they had a bad season, and now they're back having success, but it's a lot of different players from even a year ago. But they will look ahead to the bigger games on the schedule. That can trip you up on the smaller games, but also for a big game like this, it means they're going to be really dialed in. I also think Miami, there's just going to be a game and this time they have to go on the road, which is going to be tough. There's going to be a game
where they get got.
Yeah, where Mario Cristobal, their coach, he always tightens up so much when they get a lead. And if any team can take advantage of that, it's Florida State. Like Thomas Castellanos, their quarterback, can make plays happen.
Yeah.
So I think Florida State has a big game, and I'm taking Florida State.
I'm partially with you on that. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a really, really close game. I'm having a hard time reading this one. So I don't hate that pick of Florida State coming out with the win, especially at home.
Okay, what about in the NFL? So we have one game of disagreement now in the NFL. Broncos at Eagles.
I'm going Eagles, as I've said many times. I'm sticking with the Eagles.
I figured you would pick the Eagles, and I want to be different, but I really don't. I am not as high on the Broncos as all the personalities on ESPN and Fox seem to be.
Yeah, they seem really high on them.
They just love Sean Payton.
Yes.
And I mean, he's a good coach, but at the same time, I just think the Eagles have way more talent than the Broncos, and they're at home. And so it's probably a close game, but I also don't care for Bo Nix at quarterback for the Broncos. No. And so give me the Eagles. They have been getting lucky so far this year, but I feel like they don't have to get too lucky to beat the Broncos. I think they're just much better.
And also, I think what you're seeing from the Eagles is, you may call it luck, but sometimes you need a little bit of luck as a good team, and they have had those lucky breaks, and so I just feel like the luck really has been on their side. So I'm not going against that right now.
All right, what about Commanders at Chargers?
I'm going Chargers here.
Okay, we're different on this because I have the Commanders.
Oh, wow. Commanders on the road.
Yeah, the Chargers have a lot of injuries on their offensive line. So many injuries that they had trouble moving the ball against the Giants, who do have a good defense. But the Commanders are now finally healthy. Like Jaden Daniels is going to be back at quarterback. I feel like they could beat the Chargers if they still had Marcus Mariota starting.
Wow.
But I definitely think they can win with Jaden Daniels. So I like the Commanders.
Okay.
And then what is your upset of the week?
Upset was hard to pick this week. We both talked about this, how there, especially in college, really wasn't a lot to work with. And NFL is not my strong suit. And so I'm not in the NFL like teams as much as I am with college football. So it's hard for me to really gauge who would be a good upset pick in the NFL. So I still ended up going with a college upset. But I will say I have very little faith in this hitting, but I just want it to hit.
Okay.
And that is Florida upsetting Texas. Florida has to get one of these crazy games that they have on their schedule. They have the worst schedule as far as like probability to win any games.
Yeah.
Moving forward, it's an absolute gauntlet for poor Florida. And so I'm going with them getting the upset against Texas because I think Texas just has not shown a lot of consistency so far. And I think as they're getting into their SEC schedule, you're going to see them falter at one point.
I think it's weird how similar Florida and Texas are. Yeah. It's just that Texas is actually, they've been playing bad teams. They've had an
easier schedule other than Ohio State.
But I also do think Texas is just better coached. I like Billy Napier at Florida, but I just think Texas is better coached. And so they're very similar, but I just feel like Texas will figure out a way to win.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be a tough environment. My upset is in the NFL, and this was I really couldn't talk myself into like any of the actual underdogs in college.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking the Buccaneers to beat the Seahawks on the road. Somehow the Seahawks are favored by 3.5.
I was going to say, that's not that's not like, I am proud of you for finding that because that's a pretty nice upset.
Yeah, it seems like that just doesn't make sense to me. The Seahawks are the Broncos of the NFC. I don't understand. They have a quarterback I don't like, Sam Darnold, and I don't know why everybody trusts them. They haven't they did beat the Steelers, who obviously are going to win the Super Bowl this year. But I think that win was even kind of fluky. There was a weird thing with a kickoff. And then the other teams they beat it's the Cardinals and the Saints. Not very good.
No, the Saints are like the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They have 0 wins, guys.
So why are we trusting them?
Yeah, I don't know.
To favor them over the Bucs. So I'll take the Buccaneers.
Favor them over Baker Mayfield. Not on my watch.
That's a mistake. All right, good picks. Could I submit the Red Sox as an upset pick?
For some reason, the Red Sox are every single game have not been favored to beat the Yankees. But hey, I think the Red Sox are absolutely salivating at being the underdog.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like the Yankees are going to have so much pressure, and we talk about this further on in the podcast. But like Aaron Boone, I think of the Yankees does not manage as well as.
Do you think Aaron's out? Do you think Boone's out if they lose in the wild card?
That's tough. Because if they missed the playoffs, he definitely would have been. But then they went on that run. I think there's a possibility.
Because, I mean, you made it to the World Series last year. To lose in the wild card.
And somebody's got, like, if you're the Yankees, you are the big favorites in the American League. Somebody's got to pay for that.
I was going to say,
so I feel like it could
definitely
be him.
fire somebody. But I think at this point, how are you going to believe that Boone's going to get it done?
Yeah.
He's had opportunity after opportunity, and they've been squandered.
Yeah. I think it could definitely be him. All right, man. Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know what? The punishment, though, very well just may be that the Red Sox lose, and then that will be a punishment
I know.
all on its
If
own.
my Guardians lose, I'll just be sad enough that'll be punishment alone.
Meta is about to start doing, which they announced yesterday, that they haven't, apparently, I guess the good news is they haven't done this prior to now, but they now announced Meta is going to start using data collected from interactions with its AI products to sell targeted ads to users. That means you.
Yeah, that means us. And what's crazy to me about this article is that it says this new policy applies globally except for users in South Korea, the United Kingdom, and the European Union, where privacy laws prevent this type of data collection.
Ooh, love those laws.
Love those. Why isn't that in the United States? Come on, America. Why don't we have that type of prevention against data collection? Because I don't like this.
It's a bad time to ask. They're a little preoccupied, government, right now.
I know, but this seems like they should have had it in place a long time ago, because if you don't know this, if you've ever watched the documentary, I think it's called like I can't remember. It was on Facebook, or it was talking about Facebook and other type of companies that collect data, and like they create a very intricate profile about you and then sell ads and sell your data and all of that stuff. It was on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really scary to actually think about all the information these companies have on you. So it's been a problem for a long time. This is just making it worse, clearly.
Yeah. I mean, nobody should be under any illusions that, like I said, it's actually shocking that evidently they haven't been doing this prior to now. But anytime you do anything on Facebook or Instagram or any of the Meta products, you should just have that. And anything online, really, you should be aware, just assuming that this is going to be, that this data is being collected somewhere and will be used, if for no other reason than to try to get you to buy things in some way, shape, or form. Some of this stuff is crazy, too, because it also says Meta can use AI features in its new, the Ray-Ban smart glasses, including voice recordings, pictures, and videos analyzed with AI to target its ads at you as well.
If you needed any more evidence that you shouldn't be getting those type of devices that listen to you, which is your phone, by the way, then that should be it. Where it's literally going to take voice recordings and then decide what ads to show you. I mean, we've known this has been happening forever, because we always talk about how, I just mentioned this to somebody and suddenly an ad showed up.
I was talking about Chinese food, and now it's showing me a thing for Golden House Chinese, which I've never heard of before today. What are the odds? And so, it's don't chat with the AI chatbots. I don't know what to tell you. OpenAI, the ChatGPT, at least that's nonprofit. Like they don't have ads to sell, right?
Yeah.
So you can, at least for now,
still use that.
Use that and maybe feel okay about it. But I mean, are we really even sure about that?
No, because I mean, I feel like even though we are using that and it's okay, there's evidence to show that it's dangerous in other ways. You know, where you're like, I don't even know where this information is coming from. And I looked it up and asked it for a source, and it doesn't have a source for this information. And so it's just like, no matter how you use the internet, you need to be extremely careful.
I think the only thing to do is throw your phone in a well. And sit in a cross-legged position and just listen to RadioU, because there will never be ads.
And
it's the only way you can be safe.
And never talk or say anything.
This is crazy. Last night or 2 nights ago on Wheel of Fortune, I'm not pretending like I watched this, but apparently a woman won the biggest prize on Wheel of Fortune yet to date.
Oh, wow.
Over $1 million.
That's honestly impressive, obviously, to win that amount of money, but also to have the record break because this show, I believe, has been on the air for 50 years?
Yeah. And sometimes it feels like obviously, again, not that I watch Wheel of Fortune, but sometimes you see Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy when you're scrolling through or whatever, and you're surprised how low the prizes actually are on those game shows.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I am surprised by that.
The Jeopardy winner at the end of an episode will get $6,000 or something, and you're like, is that even worth it?
Right. Depending on the game, if it was a tough game with tough questions, it can have some low prizes.
Yeah, I'd take $6,000, but at the same time, you have to go there, film.
Right.
It's a lot of work. You have to know all the stuff. Anyways, this woman won over $1 million on Wheel of Fortune. But here's the thing you have to remember about Wheel of Fortune. They filmed, the episodes aren't live.
No.
They were filmed months ago. And so part of that is this woman, her name is Christina, last name. She had to, after filming this and winning over $1 million on Wheel of Fortune back in May, she was not allowed to say anything about it. And so she kept it secret, even from her boyfriend, who she started dating just a few weeks before she went on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, wow.
And she had to keep it secret this entire time until Tuesday night when the episode aired.
Wow. Yeah. So she had to keep it a secret for 4 months. She was sworn to secrecy until the episode aired. And she said they had a little viewing party where her family was, but her boyfriend was in Boston. And so he had to watch it from there. And he called her as soon as the episode was over and was so excited for her.
She is she just became a much better girlfriend to him, I believe.
He's like, oh boy,
yeah,
he got some money. And
I liked her anyways, and now she's a millionaire.
Right, and she won trips to Tokyo and Montana, and so she's doing great.
Yeah, I think they're probably, sounds like they're going to have a lot of fun together. But I have experience with this. We had Nightbird here on Radio U where she was on America's Got Talent. Obviously, that made her super blow up in popularity.
Yes, I remember
this. But it was the exact same thing. We had her on the morning after her first episode on America's Got Talent aired.
Yeah.
Which was so powerful, so amazing, went so viral. And obviously she went through that, but she went through the actual moment of Simon Cowell giving her the golden button or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Months prior and was not allowed to say anything about it.
Wow.
And that is such a, I don't know how people do it.
I don't know
the Wheel of Fortune thing is one, but people know, they know you went and filmed the thing.
Yeah.
And then they go, how'd it go? And you have to go, oh, you can't say anything even though you're a millionaire.
Right. You just have to kind of shrug it off I don't know.
Yeah. You'll find out.
I guess that's kind of how I've always appreciated the show Survivor, because even though they film all of it in advance, they don't announce the winner and announce who got all the votes to win the $1 million until they're able to all be live. And so I think I've always appreciated that, because then you don't have to have someone sworn to secrecy for months until the show airs.
Yeah, it is truly amazing how they how shows are able to conceal this still.
Yeah.
Even with social media the way it is and stuff now, that it doesn't all wind up on TikTok long before. Not even the person who won, but just somebody that attended Wheel of Fortune or something like that. You sign a thing that you're not going to say what happened, but at the same time, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Somebody's got to post this stuff. Not only is there a lot of stress and tension as we come close to the end of the fundraiser, there's also a lot of stress and tension that we're going to be experiencing tonight, because you're a Guardians fan, I'm a Red Sox fan, and we both have do or die Game 3, winner go home in the MLB playoffs.
Yeah, it's the rubber match for 3 series in the MLB Wild Card, including, the Red Sox versus the Yankees and Cleveland versus Detroit. But I got to be honest, I've been on pins and needles since yesterday, because yesterday was a do or die game for Cleveland, because they lost the first game against Detroit 2-1. And it was looking like it was going to be another close game with 1 run deciding it all yesterday. But then Cleveland opened it up in the 8th inning and ended up winning 6-1 to push it to 3 games.
Yeah, that was You got a nice little comfortable victory eventually. That came after several innings, though.
Eight innings of stress.
Yeah. For the Red Sox, even though we had the benefit of not needing to win to stay alive yesterday, still a stressful game because it's back and forth, always within a run or two, and it's just like, I mean, we don't need to win to stay alive, but it sure would be nice to just put the Yankees away and not have to go through this all the next day. And sure enough, the Red Sox let it slip through their fingers. I feel like for the Red Sox-Yankees series now, both teams kind of have a win where they could tell themselves they got away with one, where maybe like, if not for a few small plays and atypical plays, the opposite team wins in both cases of the Red Sox and the Yankees. Because last night had a couple plays where the Red Sox could have changed the outcome of the game and just missed it.
You're feeling the same way I felt after game 1 for Cleveland, where I was like, just a few defensive miscues, and that would have been a different outcome. And you're talking about Cleveland already winning the series. And so that really is a frustrating place to be as a fan when you leave it up to those little moments that can totally change the outcome of a game. But this is playoff baseball, and that's the reality. These little things that happen can end up changing the entire outcome of a game and maybe even a series.
So how confident do you feel going into Game 3 this afternoon?
I mean, Cleveland, they've got Slade Ciccone on the mound. He's been pretty good, but I'll be interested to see how long they keep him in there. And I'm not sure who's throwing for Detroit. I feel like Detroit's kind of Tarek Skubal and that's it.
I see Jack Flaherty as the probable pitcher, which makes sense.
He's been up and down recently, so we'll see what happens with them. But as we saw yesterday, Cleveland can really get to Detroit's bullpen. And so we'll see how long that Hinch leaves Flaherty in, because Casey Mize was doing a pretty good job, and he took him out after like 4 innings, maybe. Which was kind of shocking. He had like 60 pitches and he took him out. But yeah, I'm feeling just as nervous as I was yesterday. It's a back against the wall game for both teams now. So I think both teams will have the same amount of nerves. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, the reason that I am confident is the same reason that you should be nervous is no team since they started doing these 3-game series has ever come back to win after losing the first game.
No, that's not true. I can't remember who it was, but I think two series have come back.
There's only been 2 series that have gone to 3 games, is what I was seeing on ESPN last night.
Oh, there's no one that's won it.
And they've never come back and won.
Oh,
yeah. So,
okay.
Besides the fact for the Red Sox, they have Connolly Early pitching tonight. It's 2 pitchers in the Red Sox and the Yankees that are both making their debut or made their debut in the MLB this season. 2 rookies.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Connolly Early has pitched, I think, 4 games for the Red Sox so far this year, and Cam Schlittler for the Yankees has pitched a few more.
Yeah.
And they've both been very good.
Yeah.
But Connolly Early, I feel very good about tonight.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I know a lot of Yankees fans that are very confident about Schlittler. So.
Yeah, he's had a good season.
Yeah.
But he is a righty, so I like the Red Sox lineup against him. And Connolly Early's a lefty for the Red Sox, and he's he went to the Army. He attended Army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his whole family's military, so I like that he's gonna have nerves of steel. I like that.
He needs them in Yankee Stadium.
It's just a real great American story if he can pull off the win tonight. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm hoping the Red Sox win.
This is crazy. In India, a couple is getting a divorce. But what's crazy really is the reason that they're getting a divorce is because they can't get their pets to get along.
Oh, no.
This couple literally has a dog and a cat, and it says they initially bonded over their love of animals, became friends, and later got married. But then after getting married in December of last year, when they moved in together, they realized that the husband's dog and the wife's cat could not get along no matter what they did. And the cat would hover over the fish tank, which would create tension in the house.
Yeah.
Even more.
Well, it sounds like the wife is blaming the dog, the husband's blaming the cat. So like the wife said that her husband's dog harassed and even attacked her cat repeatedly. And he claimed that before the marriage, they made it clear that she would not be bringing her pets when they moved in together. And then added the part where the cat was hovering over their fish tank, creating tension in the house. Maybe that's the only place the cat felt safe.
Yeah, from the dog. From being harassed.
I gotta get away from this dog.
But this is, I feel like going all the way to getting divorced over this is a lot.
Pretty wild.
But at the same time, I can see this being a real issue and situation for many couples across the globe.
I'm sure, yeah.
If you already have your pet, cats and dogs oftentimes don't get along if they don't grow up together. Mm-hmm. And once there's kind of some strain put between the two of them, or two dogs too, is often cats are gonna fight, or like if cats fight each other, it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it can be a big deal, but for the most part, I think if you put two cats together, they'll eventually at least tolerate one another.
How bad would it have to be between two cats for you to go, all right, either one of the cats has to go or one of us has to go?
Right.
Like that would be kind of
pretty bad.
But dogs are different. They can cause a lot of havoc if they're going to fight with each other or if they're going to fight with a cat. And so I don't really know what the alternative is.
Yeah, this is a tough situation, and clearly that's what this couple feels because they're getting a divorce over this. Apparently, the couple's been referred to counseling several times, and their relatives have tried to, step in and broker some type of reconciliation, but the two of them have just continued to side with their pets, and so they are not getting along with anything.
Fair enough, because you knew the pet before you knew the person that you eventually wound up marrying. And the pet is not probably going to ever do you wrong. Like it might pee on the carpet or something. But, you're in a relationship for the long haul. And eventually your husband or wife, they could do something they will probably do something that will really hurt you. And the dogs and the cats, they won't do that.
I was thinking I would say the exact opposite. You should be in the marriage relationship for the long haul. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pets, they're great. But they're not around for your whole life. Mm-hmm. Pets unfortunately do pass away. And that's the reality of having a pet. It's a sad one. And I do get it. I have a cat, and she's literally like family to me because she's my baby. I literally call her my baby. And I refer to my parents as her grandparents. I do that. It's a joke, but I do that. And so
I'm not judging.
No, yeah, you are.
No,
yeah, you are. You over there smirking. But I just think it's a little wild to me to break up your marriage over your pets.
You just hold on to that pet until it passes on. Then you find someone, and then you get a pet together.
No, I just think you should be able to find a way to make this work.
Yeah, and it's getting rid of one of the pets that you both love.
Your cat hovering over the fish tank should not end a marriage.
Okay, so blame the dog.
I'm not saying blame the dog. I'm just saying, why would you be using the cat hovering over a fish tank as reason to get a divorce?
Because they love the cat, and or he loves his dog, and he loves his fish. Yeah,
I think that's what I'm saying. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.